The Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Deputy Prime Ministers, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Ministers, Honourable Assistant Ministers, the Honourable Members of Parliament, and my fellow Fijians. I rise today with deep gratitude to His Excellency the President for his address, which reaffirms the responsibilities we carry as leaders to secure Fiji's future. His words remind us that national security is not just about protecting our borders, enforcing laws, or deploying military strength. Security is about stability, democracy, national unity, and the trust our people place in us as their leaders. Over the years, His Excellency and his predecessors' addresses have called for action in strengthening Fiji's security. The Ministry has delivered on every commitment made in past addresses, from reinforcing the rule of law, improving disaster response, modernizing our defense forces, and ensuring that Fiji remains a strong and stable member of the Pacific community. We have turned words into action. This year, His Excellency's address focuses on an important milestone, the National Security Strategy, or the NSS, which the Honourable Prime Minister will soon launch following Cabinet's endorsement. This document cannot be just another policy document. The NSS is a blueprint for the future of our nation's security. It represents a shift from a reactive approach to a proactive strategy, one that ensures security is not just about responding to threats, but about building resilience in our institutions, our communities, and our national identity. The NSS is not just a plan, it is a commitment to a safer, stronger, and more just Fiji. Mr. Speaker, our vision for Fiji's security is clear. It is about building a nation where every Fijian feels secure, not only from crime or external threats, but from division, exclusion, and the uncertainty that comes when institutions fail to serve the people. Security is not simply the presence of law enforcement or military forces. It is ensuring that every Fijian, regardless of background, ethnicity, or status, feels valued, protected, and included. That is why I have always believed that national security and national unity go hand in hand. A country divided along racial, economic, or political lines is not a strong country. A nation where people feel marginalized or unheard is not a stable nation. And a Fiji where democracy is undermined by force, by fear, or by exclusion is not a secure Fiji. We must be honest with ourselves. There have been times in our history when the Republic of Fiji Military Forces, or the RFMS, was used to undermine democracy rather than protect it. In 1987, in 2000, in 2006, our military was drawn into political affairs and used as a tool to silence opposition rather than uphold the will of the people. These were moments that changed the course of our nation, leaving behind wounds that we are still healing from today. But, Mr. Speaker, we cannot heal if we do not acknowledge the past. That is why, and we cannot move forward if we allow history to repeat itself. That is why, under my ministership and leadership, I have worked to ensure that the RSMF remains a force for stability, not political control. The days of military intervention in governance has come to an end. The RSMF must never again be seen as an institution that dictates political outcomes, but as a pillar of national security, democracy, and of public service. This is why I have fought for a redefinition of the military's role, not as a power unto itself, but as a force that serves the people. The RSMF today is a stabilizing institution, working in partnership with civilian authorities and not against them. This is the future that we must build together. His Excellency, the former President's previous addresses have provided clear directives on strengthening Fiji's security and governance. I am proud to report that the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs, formerly the Ministry of Home Affairs and Immigration, has diligently acted upon these directives by their Excellencies. 1, strengthening border security and crime prevention. We have modernized Fiji's border control measures, increased intelligence sharing with international partners, and launched joint operations to combat transactional crime and the illicit drug trade. At this juncture, Honorable Speaker, I would like to especially acknowledge and thank the former Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Juki Hong Chiu, for his courage in answering the call of the government and the people of Fiji when the nation needed him most. I wish him well in his retirement. Secondly, enhancing disaster preparedness responses. Honorable Speaker, the RSMF has been pivotal in strengthening our national disaster response mechanisms, ensuring that we are always prepared to protect our citizens in times of natural calamities. The Black Rock Camp in Nandi is now a leading regional hub for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, or HADR, reinforcing our ability to respond quickly and effectively to disasters. On strengthening regional and global partnerships, Honorable Speaker, we have deepened our alliance with Australia through the renewed and elevated Wawale partnership. We are on the final stages of signing a status of forces agreement with the United States of America, and we have developed a new and promising security relationship with the Republic of India. These relationships have enhanced our military capabilities, ensured access to world-class training, and strengthened our abilities to address modern security challenges. I would like to take this time also to join you, Honourable Speaker, to especially thank the outgoing High Commissioner of Australia to Fiji and the Pacific Envoy, His Excellency Ewan MacDonald, for all he has done for Fiji, her government and her people. And we wish him well and his family in their new assignment. On national security and the defense review, the NSDR, Honourable Speaker, we have undertaken the most comprehensive review of Fiji's national security and defense policies in decades. This process has ensured that our security framework reflects modern threats and challenges while reinforcing democratic governance and civilian oversight of security institutions. The NSDR sets the long-term vision for national security and is already shaping our policies and operational frameworks. On national security strategy, the NSS, Honourable Speaker, with the NSDR completed, the NSS will be launched by the Honourable Prime Minister following the Cabinet's endorsement. This strategy operationalizes the key priorities outlined in the NSDR, ensuring that our security efforts are proactive, well-coordinated, and future-focused. The NSS represents a whole-of-government approach to security, aligning our military, law enforcement, and civilian agencies towards a shared vision of national resilience. Mr. Speaker, as we strengthen our security forces, we must never forget those who have served before us, the men and women of the Republic of Fiji Military Forces, the Fiji Police Force, and the Correction Services, who have retired from active duty and deserve our respect and our support. These veterans have dedicated their lives to the service of our nation, and we must ensure that they are not left behind. This government remains committed to improving the welfare of retired service personnel, including providing better access to health care, financial assistance, and reintegration programs for those transitioning into civilian life. The Veterans Affairs Unit continues to work closely with stakeholders to address the needs of our retired service people and ensure that their sacrifices are recognized and honored. Being a retired service person myself, and as Minister for Defense and Veterans Affairs, I will continue to advocate for policies that uphold their dignity and enhance their quality of life. Honorable Speaker, I have said before, and I will say again, true security is not just about preventing threats. It is about addressing the root causes of instability. That means that Fiji is a country where all people feel included, where opportunity is available to everyone, where justice is applied fairly, and where democracy is never threatened by force or fear. We cannot allow the mistakes of the past to be repeated. The RFMS, the Republic of Fiji Military Forces, must never again be used as a political tool. Our democracy must never again be undermined by those in positions of power. And the people of Fiji must never again feel as though their rights are conditional on who holds office. This is my vision for Fiji, a nation where security is measured not just by the strength of our military, but the strength of our democracy. A Fiji where national unity is not a slogan, but a lived reality. A Fiji where every citizen, regardless of background, feels safe, heard, and valued. As the Honourable Prime Minister prepares to launch the National Security Strategy, I want to make it clear. Fiji is ready. We have done the work, we have built the institutions, and most importantly, we have laid the foundation for a security framework that is based on trust and not on fear. Mr. Speaker, let us move forward with a renewed commitment to justice, peace, and national unity. Honourable Speaker, I support the motion by the Honourable Prime Minister to thank His Excellency for his most gracious speech. May God bless Fiji. May God bless the Republic of Fiji Military Forces, our veterans, and may He bless this great nation that we all call home. Thank you, Bahut Danabat and Vinawaleo.